Hey guys, welcome to the channel, welcome to another video. Today's video we're going to be talking about Roberto Firmino because the breaking news surrounding the Brazilian striker is that he is set to be leaving Liverpool and Anfield after 8 years with the club when his contract does expire at the end of this current campaign. There was a lot of talk about Firmino, about how maybe he's entering into negotiations with the club over an opportunity and a chance to stay at the club, further extending his Liverpool career. He said he loved the club, he loved the city, fell in love with everything about it, but it seems that maybe things have slightly changed somewhat and that he is genuinely going to be leaving Liverpool and Anfield when, of course, his current deal runs out at the end of this season. We're going to be talking all about this news and about Firmino and Liverpool, but before we go any further, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things are always incredibly greatly appreciated. For now, let's talk about Firmino. Let's talk about this news. First and foremost, I've got to say I am very gutted by this news. Firmino has been one of my favourite players for a number of years. I really like the player he's become over his time at the club. Really like his sort of charisma, sort of his style of play, obviously, the type of player he is, how he's moulded into this new brand of striker, if you like, and how he's slotted in and being a key figure in this Jurgen Klopp side that, of course, has seen him go on to help Liverpool towards, obviously, winning everything there is to win for the club. And just everything about him is just great to watch. And as I say, I'm a bit gutted by this news. I was kind of hoping that Liverpool would find, or Liverpool and Firmino would find some sort of deal, strike up some sort of deal that will see him stay on at the club, maybe into his retirement. But that doesn't seem to be the case now, as reported by Florian Plettenberg earlier today. Seemingly a very much reliable Bundesliga German type of journalist. He came out earlier and he stated the exclusive news on Firmino on Twitter, saying he will leave Liverpool after 8 years. It's decided. The player has informed Klopp personally, and today it was a good talk. He won't extend his contract. He will leave the club as a free agent in the summer. Goes on to then state the trophies that he's won with the club during his 8-year stay. Obviously, like I say, one of each of everything that was possible for him to win during his time at the club, the big trophies at least. And then Plettenberg goes on to say, he follows up that original tweet with another one stating that the news on Firmino, it was very important for him to inform Klopp after the training session today, and personally he made clear to the coach that he will fight for Liverpool until the end. He wants to make another step with his family. He has not yet chosen a new club. Like I say, he's been one of my favourite players for a number of years. I think the way that he's played in this Liverpool team, so unselfish in the way that obviously he's let the likes of Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah down the years kind of take all the plaudits. He's really been the glue that has held that fierce front three together, and kind of goes a bit under the radar at times. His work rate and what he produces kind of and what he allows other players to do goes a bit unnoticed. And I think if you're a rival fan, you don't see it, and that's why he's often got a bit of stick and a bit of banter from rival fans. I think he's the kind of player that when you have him in your team and you see him week in, week out, you see more of what he does than what obviously you don't see him do when he's not on the pitch, so to speak. And like I said, I just think he's been an incredible influence completely on that dressing room. I think he's been a complete professional throughout on the pitch. I think he's been fantastic to watch. He's been obviously incredible for Liverpool, a real key part of the Liverpool machine that, like I say, has seen them win everything there is to win over the course of his career with the club. Played in multiple positions, very versatile, scored plenty of goals, assisted many times, many wonderful tricks, many wonderful no-look passes, no-look goals, a brilliant song to his name. He basically had and has everything with this, has had and has everything with this club. He's been incredible, a modern day legend, I guess you'd say, if you will, definitely a club legend with what he's managed to produce and what he's managed to do. Unfortunately, never quite hit the heights of maybe a few years ago in terms of his goal scoring and output productivity. I think injuries have hindered him a little bit over the past couple of years or so. But even so, for Liverpool, he still managed to rack up 107 goals and 78 assists in 352 appearances. So, not bad at all by any stretch of the imagination, of course. And like I say, this was a player who arrived in 2015 under a Brendan Rodgers side who then would go on to obviously be very poor for that half a season. And then when Jurgen Klopp came in, he transformed the club, and Firmino was one of the players in particular that he changed for the better and decided to have him as a key part of the way that he saw Liverpool going forward, moulded him into this false number 9, was real pressing from the front, and like I say, just his energy, his work rate, his skill, his flair, his technical ability, everything that he had within his arsenal when it came to being on the pitch was just taken into the hearts of the Liverpool fans, and mine in particular. And like I say, just an amazing player and someone that I've loved watching throughout his time there. And it's like I say, it's quite sad that he's gonna be going. But if this is what he feels is right for himself and for his family, and of course I think he will also have that unselfish thing in him for Liverpool Football Club as well. In terms of things moving on, I think this season in particular has shown that staying at a club for a longer period of time, a longer duration of time, can often make things stale. And if anyone has found that out this season, it's Liverpool Football Club, when you see the way that they have gone from challenging for everything last season to then having a bit of a car crash season as this. And when you also look at the kind of players that Liverpool are bringing into the attack in particular, you know, Diogo Jota's back to full fitness now. Luis Diaz is getting back there. He came in obviously last year. Darwin Núñez came in last summer. Salah's still around, of course, but then you've got a couple of other players that are coming through. A couple of rumours, of course, coming in on the horizon of a transfer window. And with Bobby Firmino being 30 years of age, maybe Liverpool are looking to kind of draw him back a little bit. Maybe have him as a bit of a squad rotation player going forward. I think maybe it might be best for him to move on too, as much as it might pain me to say. And although I would have loved to see him be that squad rotation player, still have a bit of a say at Liverpool, because I think he could still do a brilliant job for the club and everything, and definitely could be strong depth, strong quality to add to this squad. Obviously, like I say, his career isn't stretching out anytime soon, and obviously he's got a big family to kind of support, so maybe that also was taken into account. In terms of where he could go next, I honestly do think he could still do a job in the majority of leagues across Europe, especially. I think with the way that he plays, I think he could definitely add quality and depth to any club or any team in any league, because he's just that good of a player. Like I say, his injuries have kind of faltered him a little bit over the past couple of years. But other than that, like, I just think with the way that he plays, his link-up play, his unselfishness, his technical ability, his skill, his flair, scores important goals. He scored a number of important goals for Liverpool down the years, of course he has. I just think he could definitely do a job still. He's only 30 years of age, so he's probably got a few years left in the tank still. But he could go to Italy. It's a bit more of a slower league over there, of course, and I think he'd fit right in. He could go to the French league, fit right in over there. The Spanish league, of course, he's no stranger to the Bundesliga, having obviously arrived at Liverpool from Hoffenheim. So, of course, going back there could be a possibility for him. Or if he just wants to go back home, go back to Brazil, that also would be completely understandable as well. And maybe he's just done with European football as a whole. Maybe wants to go back to South America. But we'll see, because I genuinely do believe that he's still a very good player, and he can definitely still do a job for any team that decides to take him. And although it will be sad to see him in another team's shirt going forward, genuinely, obviously, wish him the very best of luck. And like I say, I think maybe the time is right. Maybe deep down, I do feel like time is right for him to move on in terms of himself personally, and also maybe something else to achieve within football as well. Maybe, like I say, he is going to go back home to Brazil. Maybe he's going to go elsewhere. He can still do a job wherever he goes. And maybe it's right for Liverpool as well. They're moving on. They've got the likes of Darwin Núñez and Cody Gakpo as well, who I didn't mention before. But Cody Gakpo obviously came in the January transfer window just gone. Diego Jota's back. Luis Diaz, Mohamed Salah, one or two other players coming through as well. It's going to be very, very intriguing to see what the future holds for Roberto Firmino going forward. But as I always say, these are the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of the news that Roberto Firmino is reportedly going to be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season when his current contract expires with the club? Is this good news? Is this bad news? Will you be sad to see him go? Will you be happy to see the back of him? I'd like to know your guys' thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, on this particular topic down below in the comment section, because I'm sure it'll make for interesting reading. Otherwise, hit that like button on the way if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things are always and forever greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I'll see you all again soon in another video.